Hi, Dolores.
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Well, the question was that, well, he's Harold camping. It's about Harold camping, and everybody is all, a lot of my kids are upset and whatever, and I'm trying to tell them what I know from the Bible. I believe in the Bible, and I believe it's God's words, and he says in Matthew 24, no one would know the time, the day, the year, right? And
well,
he
not
says
not
that
not
it's
right.
ending, our world is ending. It's the 21st.
Yeah, let me say very
It's
quickly.
not the end of the world, but it's the start of it.
Yeah, that's when the 200 million people get raptured. But let me make a clarification. It is true.
I don't want to believe it.
Right. It is not true that will be the time of the rapture, and that after that you can't be saved. What is true is this: no one knows when Jesus Christ is going to return.
Right.
But you cannot use Matthew 24 as a pretext for that, because ultimately Matthew 24 is not dealing with the end of the world primarily, but rather dealing with judgment that will befall Jerusalem and the temple within a generation. Remember, Jesus makes very clear the qualification there. I tell you the truth, this generation will not pass away until all these things have been fulfilled. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. So the idea of the day or hour has to do with Christ coming in judgment on Jerusalem within a generation. The principle, however, does apply to the present situation, because the Bible gives us nary a clue as to when Jesus Christ will return. What the Bible does tell us, however, is that we are to be faithful and fruitful, that we are to occupy, that we are to prepare ourselves as though his coming is a long way off, and be prepared as though he might come in the next millisecond. So the question is, are you ready? Because every single person is a heartbeat away from an eternity with God or an eternity separated from God. The problem is that we have in our culture blurred distinctions between good and evil. Maybe I should say obliterated those distinctions. And that is precisely why Eastern religions have become politically correct and popular in Western regions. They, like we, no longer believe in hell. That's why we have books like Love Wins by Rob Bell. This entails ultimately loss of belief in the free will, for free will can choose between two possibilities. If all roads lead to the same location, we can only accept and not reject. And all are inevitably blended into one heaven. That's collectivism. That's communism. As in Eastern religions, the individual, his responsibility and freedom are removed. We seem to think that we have somehow or other progressed in our appreciation of love. Again, to wit, the book, the mega bestseller, Love Wins. But this is counterbalanced. And Peter Kreeft makes this so clear that it can't be mistaken. It's counterbalanced by subjectivizing, by taking love and making it a mere sentiment, as though it were kindness or tolerance. And so we think of love as the rival of justice and forget the necessity of justice. Justice without love equates to hardness of heart. Conversely, love without justice, softness of head. We no longer know our Bibles. no longer regard the teachings of Jesus Christ, and so we have become politically correct in our generation and worthless to a watching world that desperately needs truth. I want to go back to the phone line.